effectively their allegiance was already established. I don't really know what meaningfully has changed, right? They were already supplying the ammunition. And the promise of mutual defense is completely impotent because, like, no, North Korea isn't going to send its entire army over to the Donbass, and North and South Korea are still at war with each other, legally speaking. Is Russia going to, like, invade across the DMZ? What are you talking about? DPRK ammo is extremely unreliable if reports from Ukraine are to be believed. Yeah, because it's old as f***. It's like 60 or 70 years old in a lot of cases.
Abandoning the Trump policy of engagement with Pyongyang. Donald Trump shocked the world, and I'll never forget it. It's still one of the best things he ever did.
He didn't do any, dude. Trump didn't, nothing came of that. Trump shaking hands with Kim did literally nothing. It didn't change North Korea's behavior in the slightest. It was a photo op that accomplished nothing. There was no strategy there.
He just went to Singapore and sat across from Kim, shook his hand. You know what happened? We stopped seeing missile tests. We stopped seeing a lot of the aggression. Now,
no, we did. No, no correlation, zero correlation. No, absolutely not. The behavior from North Korea has been consistent for a very long time, like just completely invented. You seriously think that having like the handshake, like sitting across the table from President Trump, a guy so involved in interventionism that he murked Soleimani, that was enough to single-handedly stop half a century of increasing aggression from North Korea? Come on, dude. When Trump nuts, but Saagar still gulping.
At first, people were very skeptical, the South Koreans and others, but the tensions were actually beginning to come down. Biden comes back into office, immediately reverts back to the Obama policy of non-engagement, where we tell the North...
This is completely nonsense. Like, Trump had some photo ops, he crossed the DMZ and shook hands. There was no a change in official policy. Like, all this is completely made up. The tensions were still there.
Koreans, nothing, we will not give you anything as long as you have nuclear weapons. Now, do you know anybody on Earth?
Wait, was Trump giving the North Korean regime stuff despite them having nuclear weapons? What are you talking about? What? With the implication to this, like Trump was trading freely with North Korea? What?
A hermit kingdom dictator with nukes who's just going to give them up? Why would you? And apparently from the people I've spoken to who sat across from the North Koreans, what do they always talk about? Gaddafi.
By the way, Trump sucking off of North Korea cratered Japanese and South Korean support for USA to like 20% from a previous 70 to 90 support. Yeah, like it was insanely unpopular with our allies in the region because it just seemed like Trump was jerking off Kim for no reason. Trump shaking hands with Kim was only good for Kim. America didn't benefit from it in any way. We got nothing from it, but Kim got the legitimacy of sitting across the table from the so-called leader of the free world, you know? It bolstered him significantly.
They're like, listen, Gaddafi gave up his stuff, you guys invaded Iraq, and then, you know, he was sodomized on live television after you guys bombed his country, and you took him out. If you think that we're going to take your word for it, we do not believe you. These nukes are the only things that keep us in power. So we are...
Is he pretending that Trump was like a principled non-interventionist or something? Like Kim Jong-un was like, oh, Biden, we would never deal with you because you killed Gaddafi. However, Trump, the guy who killed Soleimani, is nonsensical. Just completely, you know, just rewrite history however is necessary to jerk off Trump, whatever.
Basically locked in an existential battle with the North Koreans where they want to survive. That's all they want. They want the corrupt Kim regime to survive.
What? That's what that's all the North Korean people... What? I don't even understand this framing, man. I don't even get it. What?
For some stupid reason, just cling to this denuclearization policy. And in exchange, they say, fine, you know, we need money. So what are we going to do? We're going to the Russians. The Russians are going to pay us. Yeah. And so now we have this terrible...
Yeah, North Korean tests raise concern and pressure for Trump diplomacy. Also, Kim has his shit on here, as always. Thank you. He seems to know it, too. Look at how happy he is. Back at the end of 2019... Top military official said North Korea could launch a long-range missile, part of its promised Christmas gift to the U.S., a move that could ratchet up pressure on President Donald Trump. The idea that, like, Trump shook hands with Kim and the pressure went down is literally just gaslighting. What the f*** are you talking about? The 3 meetings between Kim and Trump, including Trump's historic stroll into North Korea with Kim in June failed to yield discernible progress towards denuclearization, and the last attempt at working level talks fell apart in October during a meeting in Stockholm, Sweden. Like, nothing happened.
A new, like, actual alliance, which, let's say you care about Ukraine, then the policy of isolation towards North Korea has been a disaster. You know, same with respect to...
If only Biden had shook hands with Kim, then North Korea wouldn't have provided arms to Russia, because North Korea needed money, but only under Biden, because Trump traded with North Korea? Does everyone understand how, like, contradictory this is? I feel like this is bad even for Saagar. Like, I know that you have to rewrite history to make Trump seem good, but, like, he is implying that Donald Trump ended tensions between South and North Korea, and also that Trump ended the economic isolation period of North Korea? Like, he ended Juche theory or something?
to China. The Chinese apparently they're not like selling the Russians weapons directly, but they're facilitating the transactions. Obviously, the Kim regime is a client state of the Chinese, and they're actively encouraging this. And now what happens? The European Union and the United States is trying to slap China with sanctions over our policy vis-a-vis Ukraine. It's like the whole world is all revolving around Ukraine as if it's the most important thing, but it's...
That is how wars work. Like, yes, participants in either side of a conflict are going to, like, throw economic sanctions at each other, and we have more power to do that because we basically run the global economy. It's not as though China doesn't have protectionist anti-American economic practices. That's fine, you know? It's pretty normal. It's not that Ukraine is the most important thing. It's just, like, a consideration.
Evolving a new axis against us, which make fun of North Korea all you want. Ask the people in Seoul who actually have to grapple with the threat. It's terrifying. They will openly say, they're like, look, the North Koreans can destroy our most...
Is he implying that people in Seoul liked what Trump did?
Valuable city in 45 minutes. They could shell us. They've got the world's most powerful chemical weapons. They have all these stockpiles.
No, they don't. What? Dude, this is crazy, man. The world's most powerful chemical weapons? Where are you getting this from? By the way, only 16% of South Koreans, a very conservative country, want Trump to be reelected, contrasted with 59% who prefer Biden.
Ammunition, they're one of the world's largest standing armies. You can laugh at
Are you, dude? Holy, dude. I guess now that, like, Russia's military has been proven to be ineffective, people like Saagar have to go, actually, North Korea is the real power in the world, you know? North Korea is the real threat to U.S. hegemony. What are you talking about, man? Holy shit. The people of South Korea were angry that Trump did the shit that he did because all it did was legitimize Kim Jong-un with no benefit at all. There was no decrease in tension. This is pretty bad for him, man. Do you remember that Saddam in 91 had one of the world's largest armies? Yeah, I do, as a matter of fact.
All you want, but don't underestimate both their military capability in Korea, but they can launch a missile and wipe Los Angeles off the map if they want to.
Oh my God!
So this is something that we have directly facilitated.
Did you get paid for this, dude? No, they can't. They don't have the megatonnage to wipe out a mega city. And in addition to the fact that we have dubious claims to their ICBM capabilities, are you crazy? Even if they could, even if they were able to, even if all of this was taken for granted, which I severely doubt, the world would hold its hands up like this as every Western allied nation tag team North Korea until there was nothing left of it but a crater 2 miles deep. Just any shit, man.
Both in our policy on Ukraine and in our policy on North Korea. And it's a very good example of what you talked about.
Guys, we need to give up Ukraine. We can't risk angering North Korea. Guys, we need to step carefully, okay? Guys, Kim Jong-un is doing something he's never done before, okay? He's threatening South Korea, America, and Japan with missiles.
About Crystal, the Biden brain of reversion, you know, back to the 1990s,
right. Yeah.
where we think that we have chips, which are long gone off of the table.
That's exactly right.
We have no chips. Crystal, you're really eating all this up, huh? That's right. America has no more cards to play on the international stage.
He still thinks he's living in a world where we are the sole superpower. We can do whatever the hell we want, and no one can do a goddamn thing about it.
What is this in reference to? What are we doing that is indicative of our arrogance? Not to say that we're not arrogant. I'm just asking what specific behavior are we engaging in here? North Korea did an alliance with Russia because Russia wanted it, because Russia needs more shells, because it's stalled in Ukraine for like 2.5 years now. What does that have to do with us? It's arrogant of us provide Ukraine. It was like bad of us to do that because the other side was doing that too. I don't understand this at all.
And because of that, I mean, the direct thing that Putin points to in going forward with this pact, and there had already been a lot of cooperation, weapon sales, etc.
I understand that I'm doing kind of like the shouty debate man thing here, but like people need to understand